Every morning.
Thank you.
And every afternoon.
Thank you.
Pat Stone goes back and forth with her stop sign.
Thank you.
To make sure students can get to and from school safely.
You doing all right? Yeah. Good.
No matter the weather.
If the kids go to school, I can go to work. I got a raincoat and a hood and galoshes, boots and everything, and I can stop cars.
Stone's not afraid to step into the traffic.
I don't use bad language, but I do tell them to stop.
Or reprimand a parent in the pickup line who blocks the crosswalk.
$500 is the first part of the fine. So always stay until that crosswalk is clear.
It's partly her nature.
I was fearless to begin with.
And partly her experience.
February 27th, I turned 90.
The 89-year-old started Louisville's crossing guard program in the 1960s. Stone was a Girl Scout leader at the time.
One of the mothers said, I am worried about our kids walking to school because everything was bar ditches, no sidewalks, gravel street.
So she went to the city's police chief with her concerns.
And he told me to go home, tend to my kids. So I went to the highway patrol.
A state trooper eventually came out to show Stone and a few other women how to make their own signs and stop cars.
I'm just hard-headed. When I wanted it done, I wanted it done. We had decided we were going to do it, and when a woman decides she's going to do it, she does it.
Stone's been a part of the program for nearly 60 years now.
Let's go.
Working on and off in between other jobs and raising her own children.
I like to be busy, and I like to work with the kids.
She's become a constant fixture in their lives.
Y'all have a good day.
Dispensing encouragement and advice.
Keep it that way for a few days and it'll do all right.
It's evident how much she cares.
So if I wanted to be a crossing guard, what would be the best piece of advice you could give me?
You gotta like them. Today they're smile, tomorrow they're frown. The next day they'll cry.
And she plans to be there the next day.
You say hello to sister for me.
And the day after that.
Woo!
To get the job done.
I don't want no car to get you.
In Louisville.
Okay, bye-bye.
Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas. It's easy to see the value in this 1.2-acre lot in Addison.
Those who were looking to purchase the land, all of them wanted to knock down these buildings.
That includes this small white church, surrounded on all sides by multi-million-dollar homes.
This neighborhood has grown up around the church that has been here now going on, at least in the area. This church has been here almost 150 years.
For Donald Wesson, this property is priceless.
This is a place that in the African-American community is literally hallowed ground.
White Rock Chapel was formed by 5 formerly enslaved families in 1865.
They committed that they would work together to earn money to buy land for a church. It took them 19 years. And in 1884, they went back to a man who had enslaved them. And he agreed to sell them the land, which was a really unusual decision for the time.
That white plantation owner not only helped them build the first church, but often worshiped alongside them. Floods forced the congregation to relocate to this spot in 1918. Storms destroyed the new building and fire the next, but still, they persevered.
So this church has been on this site since 1918 and has continued to meet as a church up until the time that we purchased it in August of 2018.
Wesson and his family wanted to keep the history alive and continue White Rock's legacy as a spiritual gathering place.
We thought that the neighborhood and even the town would say, hallelujah, how can we help you? The response was exactly the opposite.
When the Wessons gutted the inside of the church to begin making some improvements, they applied for permits with the town of Addison. That's when they say a 2-year battle began with neighbors who opposed their plans. The ones I talked to say they believe Wesson's vision for the site will be disruptive to the neighborhood by creating multiple traffic and safety concerns and ultimately hurting their property values.
Homeowner Howard Freed wrote me, "We do not want an active church or any commercial entity in the middle of our neighborhood. We were all okay with the small black church that existed here for decades. What he wants to do is not that." Close to 100 neighbors signed this petition against the church's special use permit. That triggered a provision requiring a supermajority of the town council to approve it.
They fell one vote shy of that. Only 5 members of the council voted in favor.
Jeremy Dice, an attorney with the First Liberty Institute, says now White Rock Chapel is stuck. They can't operate. And his team is prepared to fight for the church's religious freedom, sending a demand letter to the town this week.
If we have to go to court, we will be successful in keeping them here for another 100 years. Here we are in 2023 America, where we have neighbors saying we don't want a church in our backyard, especially if it's that African-American church that's across the way from my mansion. That's wrong, and it needs to stop.
Wesson is still hopeful they can all find a way to move forward.
So I can't emphasize enough that we very much want to be good neighbors.
The descendants of men and women who were enslaved coming together with those who enslaved them set the example.
Our vision for the church was and remains to build on that historic legacy of reconciliation and to allow not just Addison, but the state of Texas and the nation to know and lift up that history.
By keeping the doors of White Rock Chapel open to the entire community. In Addison, Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas. Business is booming in the colony. There seems to be a groundbreaking or grand opening every few weeks.
The Cosm is coming, and it will blow your mind.
This construction site will become the second ever shared reality entertainment venue in the U.S. An 87-foot LED dome will bring fan experiences to life.
It is the world's best viewing experience meets your favorite sports bar.
The Cosm is joining an array of unique restaurants, stores, and activities at Grandscape. America's first indoor social cricket venue just opened this week.
This was almost a no-brainer first stop for us. We think that we have a great opportunity to grow and to expose people to the game of cricket.
At Sixes, you don't have to know anything about the sport
and a 6
to have fun.
Unbelievable. Look at this.
City leaders specifically look for novel entertainment concepts like this to help put Grandscape on the map.
Well, several years ago, we decided that we wanted to have a destination location, to go out there and get something that people haven't ever seen before and may not even understand until it gets here.
There's mixed-use developments across the Metroplex, but what sets Grandscape apart is the scale. If you've ever been to Nebraska Furniture Mart or seen a towering Ferris wheel from the highway, you get it. And the room to go big is part of what's drawing new businesses.
A lot of sites have come online, but this one in particular really bubbled up to the top, right? Not only because of what's going on in the community around it, like the colony, the growth.
Since the development began, the colony's sales and property tax revenue has nearly quadrupled. That's given the city the ability to invest more than $200 million in infrastructure improvements and reduce the property tax burden on residents.
We had 400 acres to build this on, and it's really worked out great, and there's still way more to come.
That includes a mini golf experience designed by one of the game's greatest legends.
I'm excited to bring Pop Stroke to your backyard.
And even more places to eat, shop, and have fun. In the colony, Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas. For Jaera White, even simple moments with her daughter feel profound.
Who would want to miss out on this?
But she almost did.
Sometimes it makes me shudder to think about really what could have happened.
White had a healthy pregnancy and normal delivery with Pasha, her second child.
About 2 weeks later, I started experiencing a really, really bad headache. And I was thinking it was maybe I was sleep deprived, maybe I wasn't drinking enough water.
After 3 days of symptoms, something compelled her to check her blood pressure.
This is the cuff that saved my life.
The reading was so high, she headed straight to the ER. White spent the next 3 days in the hospital, where doctors worked to get her blood pressure under control.
If I didn't have that blood pressure monitor, I probably would have tried to sleep it off, and I might have not woken up.
White had no idea she could still be at risk for preeclampsia, a type of high blood pressure some people get during pregnancy, even after her baby was born.
And I started doing a little bit more research, and I was like, oh my gosh, this happens to a lot of moms.
More than half of pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. happen up to 1 year after delivery, according to the CDC. 7% of those are related to high blood pressure. In Texas specifically, severe maternal morbidity rates related to preeclampsia increased 37% between 2017 and 2020.
If they don't really know what to look for, they're at home, and then by the time they really have symptoms, sometimes it could be too late. These patients can develop not only stroke, but even blindness and have severe mental impairments later on.
That's why White launched a new initiative to give at-risk pregnant and postpartum moms a life-saving tool to check their blood pressure at home. So far, 165 women have received blood pressure monitors from Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital, Denton.
I want it to be the same thing as having a thermometer in your home. That's my hope. And I just want to make sure every mom gets to see her baby grow up.
To be there for every milestone, big and small. In Denton County, Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas. Thaddeus Bennett gets paid to play with Lego bricks. His childhood love turned into a dream job.
My model shop, I'm like a fish in a fishbowl, so kids can always come up and talk to me and interact with me and ask me questions. What are you making? I'm making a Lego cactus.
Bennett is a master model builder at Legoland Discovery Center. It's a position you can't interview for. You have to win it. And Bennett didn't get first place till his second try.
You put on a Lego hard hat and they pour Lego all over you, and you've been officially crowned as a master builder.
As you might imagine, Bennett doesn't leave Lego behind when he leaves the office.
I bring work home.
Bennett's apartment is filled with his favorite Lego builds.
This is play.
He remembers the first one he completed in 1999. Bennett's family moved around a lot when he was a kid, so friends were hard to keep. But Lego became his constant, his escape.
Yeah, I wish I could just go back in time and let myself know, or like show myself a little glimpse of the future.
He can show the possibilities to younger kids.
See how I go up, over?
A big part of Bennett's job is inspiring the next generation of builders, so they know that one day the keys to this kingdom could be theirs. It's up to Bennett to maintain the mini Lego version of Dallas-Fort Worth.
There's over 1.5 million Lego pieces in here, so.
His keen eye for detail helped him become one of just 15 Lego master model builders in North America. They're responsible for taking care of and creating all the Lego displays at the centers. No college degree can prepare you for the role. You just have to have a love of Lego and some creativity. Everything you see here is hand-built, and each master builder brings their own unique magic to the role. Bennett's art gallery is part of what makes this center so special.
Just seeing other people's faces light up, like when your face lit up, that made me really happy.
What he does for a living shows every young builder
you can bring your old ones and you can trade with us and get new ones.
I want the happy one.
The happy one.
Just because you grow up,
that's yours. You keep it.
Doesn't mean you have to stop creating. Caroline Vandergriff, CBS News, Texas.